Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here on another little walk and talk. We're just taking a break here with Karma. Kids are over on the swings. I want to talk oil tankers and F-15's Donald Trump style. So, for those that do not know, Iranians, the Iran, they are saying that a Saudi oil tanker has now been struck with missiles in retaliation of this. Donnie Trump, the Donald, has now sent F-15's into the region, more F-15's, and more military support, more missiles. I believe Patriot missiles were a part of that. So here's the deal. While everybody pays attention to this Ukrainian scandal, while Donald Trump has his rally, and by the way, 31 watching, 38 watching, 3 thumbs up. Let's thumbs this video up. Let's get this one out there. While Donald Trump is sitting there talking about Hunter Biden and the $1.5 billion, how he's a loser, and that's fine. And his son is doing the lock him up chant, and that's fine. No one's really talking about where this escalation started and how we have yet to see any evidence. Let me say this again. Any evidence that how the escalation started was actually Iran. What am I talking about? Let's go all the way back to those limpet mine attacks. Do you remember those? It's been a while now. Been a few news cycles since we talked about limpet mines. And Mike Pompeo saying there was no doubt that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard was responsible. Well, what do we see on those mines? First of all, we never saw them being placed. That's really odd. We had surveillance footage, 2 different types. One that looked like aerial footage that was from 1978. It was like 240p, black and white. And then later on, they came out with some of the color footage. And when they only had the black and white footage, I said, guys, give me a break. That technology is so old. They obviously, with that place being under constant surveillance, have better footage. Now, the footage may and well have fact shown the Iranian Revolutionary Guard taking one of those limpet mines off the side of the boat. That is not evidence that they were responsible for the attack. Let's repeat that. That is not evidence of them being responsible for the attack. There's been no video evidence of how those limpet mines actually got there. So let's get to phase 2 of the escalation in the Gulf region. The second one was Iran shot down our robot. Iran shot down our drone, and they tried to say that it wasn't in their space. In other words, it wasn't in their airspace, blah, blah, blah. That has never been proven. That's just rhetoric. That's Donald Trump and everybody else saying, hey, this was not in their airspace. Yeah, Iran says that they can prove not only was that in their airspace. Remember, those things fly at 60,000 feet. They never get shot down unless what? Unless we want them to get shot down. Period. And remember, what they won't tell you is when that robot got shot down, somebody within the military, our little U.S. military industrial complex, thought it was okay to fly a manned Navy plane with 130 plus souls on it in the same region. And guess what? Iran didn't kill them. Iran did not shoot them down. That would have been instant war. Instant war. And Iran said, hey, we can provide you with this evidence. Now, a lot of people will say, Jason, that's not true. That's not true. Listen, Trump and Pence both talked about the fact that they used, that Iran had used discretion and not shot down the plane with people in it. So I got to tell you, I get worried when there's some kind of an attack on a Saudi oil tanker and more U.S. troops seem to be going into that region. And in fact, when we're talking about the Syrian pullout, right, the draw out from Syria and that border region, let's ask ourselves, have those troops, are they coming home? Or are they being repositioned possibly in the direction of Iran? We have to ask that question. You know, is this a slow buildup just waiting for that one event so that we can kick off a war that you and I are not going to like? Our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our fathers, our friends, our family, they're the ones that are going to be fighting it. And, you know, talk of a draft in this country, it hasn't been around since, you know, the escalation of the conflicts in Iraq, right? Everybody thought we were going to run through Afghanistan, we were going to run through Iraq, install some puppet dictators, get our oil fields, and get out. Guess what? No. Instead, right now in Iraq, there are protesters who are unarmed, and these are just regular people, Iraqi citizens that have said, enough of this. And then the Iraqi police force, the forces we put in, they are gunning them down. There are videos. In fact, I retweeted one yesterday. They are not easy to watch. They are not easy to watch. When you have a row of 10, 15 people in the front, 60, 70, 100 people in the back, you're 20, 30 yards away. They're all unarmed. How in the world do you justify machine gun fire on these people? How in the world could you possibly live with yourself with that type of cold-blooded murder on your hands? And believe it or not, whether you like it or not, this is U.S. sanctioned. We're the ones in there. We're the authority. We're not stopping this. We're not protecting protesters over there. Instead, when you look at the black sites there like Abu Ghraib, I watched a video today where there was a gentleman who had been held there, and he had been tortured. He had been electrocuted. He clearly had PTSD. He was talking about the nightmares he still had. He talked about how oftentimes when they really wanted to torture somebody, what they would do is they would go grab a broomstick, break it in half, and you betcha, you know exactly what they were doing with that broomstick and where they were putting it. In their sexual and anal orifices. That's okay? That's okay. We're all right with that. And then, often I talk about the sexual child abuse that was taking place at these black sites, including Guantanamo Bay and Abu Ghraib. And I've had some people dismiss this. And this man, again, who is a verified prisoner in Abu Ghraib, go to my Twitter right now or right after this video. It's probably like 7 or 8 tweets down at this point. He talks about how they took a man's child and raped him right in front of him. Think that's okay? You think that doesn't rest on our decisions here? That we don't have a say in our foreign and domestic policy? That we shouldn't speak out against that? That is fucked, man. That is so fucked. And like I said, while everybody's trying to demonize Trump for getting the troops out of Syria, hey, I want to get the troops out of Syria. It's time to go. But at the same time, I don't want to move them further into the Gulf region to go up against the powerhouse that is Iran. It's an 80 million plus country. 80 million plus. And I want to say this as well. While I talk about the fact that you have a country of 80 plus million people, I've had some other people on the left say, well, the Kurds are our greatest ally. They fought ISIS. And that is true. The Kurds did fight ISIS. But by that very same argument, guess who else fought ISIS? Iran. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard came in with Russia when Russia said enough is enough is enough is enough. And they started actually taking out targets. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard actually fought ISIS. So then are they our greatest ally in the region too? By that respect, should we not be escalating things? Should we not be trying to go into that region? We got to keep our eyes on the prize, man, because there's so much distraction out there. There's so much rabble-rousing on both sides. People are talking about Biden and his gay bathhouse talk with Anderson Cooper at some LGBTQILMNOPOQR TV town hall, and something with Elizabeth Warren. And that's not to disparage anybody and their sexual preference. Do what you got to do. But there are only two genders. If you're a lesbian, if you're gay, that's fine. That's fine. As long as you're having consensual sex with somebody else who has the ability to give consent as well. Sorry about that buffer, guys. But once again, if you're going to have consensual sex with another adult, I don't care who it is. If you're a man-on-man action, woman-on-woman, man-on-3-man, man-on-2-man, and 2 women, whatever. If you've signed up for it, fine. As long as you're not abusing kids, I don't care. That doesn't mean I have to identify you as binary, which is ridiculous. It's Johnny nonsense. So guys, with that being said, let's stay out, or let's stay out of the country. Let's not invade Iran, right? Let's continue to shine light on the darkness. Let's continue to talk about the abuses that are going on because of our war on terror that is supposedly really never ending at this point. Thumbs this video up, share it with others. I'm doing 3 to 7 videos a day. If you caught my earlier video on Amazon spying on people, there's another sex thing. Yeah, that's right. If you've got those little Amazon devices in your home, if they're hooked up to the cloud service, that's right, their workers are watching you bang your wife. Covered it today. Not headlines anywhere. Small story at Bloomberg. Wrong headline at Bloomberg. Daily Mail's the only one else I've really seen pick it up. So please go check that out as well. I love you guys. Guys, I got the GoFundMe too. Please think about $5, $10, $15 on the GoFundMe. I'll see you soon. Love you.